Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got full rockin' my gun out there.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Oh, this hard goddamn work being this good.
One more again, see what I take on your front set, I swear.
You ain't my daddy, are you?
There's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
What time is it?
Okay, welcome to the Don't Be Blasé podcast. I'm your host, B. Caruana. We're coming to you live from the House of Pain, otherwise known as Snap Fitness in the Adelaide CBD. First of all, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Larry and Lad. Go see the boys in Region Arcade, get yourself an awesome coffee and listen to some pretty sweet tunes. But for now, on with the show. Now, we've decided to ask Steve, because he's useless and hasn't won one debate since we started the show. So we brought in a new challenger, and this guy is someone I've known for a very long time. It is my very best friend in the entire world. I'd like to welcome everybody to Andrew Hodgson.
First of all, let me cut you off there. Word friend. Look, it's embarrassing for you. Nobody's buying it anymore.
Mate, we've been friends, like best friends forever. You know, BFFs. Remember when you bought that necklace that had the BFF and you had the side that said BF and then I had the FF side and we put it together as like the Shazam ring? And do you not remember that? Do you?
I remember sending it to S. Caruana.
Yeah.
Shout out to Susie. How you doing?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think she had the heart to tell you that wasn't for you.
This is somewhat of a revelation because this has been my very best friend, the bestest of best buddies that you could possibly have in the entire world, and now he's telling me I'm no good.
Yeah, look, no one's buying it, all right?
Oh, you're a jerk. All right. Well, today we're going to get on to a topic that we discuss often. Once again, Andy falls into the category of people that like the same genre of things that I do, but once again, we don't disagree on anything. So we're going to get into bandwagon fans. Me and Steve have kicked this off before with the whole Carmelo Anthony fiasco. And now Andy falls into a very similar vein because Andy is also a bandwagon fan. He's the person that plays the man, not the team. But then will also support one team. He's got one team that he supports in the entire world. And like Steve, it's also an English Premier League side. But I just wanted to know, Andy, how can you choose to just support players over a team?
Look, let's start this off with LeBron is why we're having this conversation.
Yeah.
The NBA has made it this way.
Yes.
Now, you can't tell me that there's too many Bulls fans out there that have supported the Bulls since Jordan. No,
well, that's one reason why I always hated the Chicago Bulls, because everyone goes, oh, I'm a Bulls fan. It's like, okay, well, who played for them other than when Jordan played? Yeah.
That's right.
I've always hated them for that reason. And there's the reason why I've always hated bandwagon fans, because you've got to support the team through thick and thin. You've got to enjoy the bad times as much as the good times.
Now, let me stipulate this. I liked LeBron before he played in the NBA.
Okay.
So it didn't matter where he was going. I was on this kid.
Yeah.
Watching highlights on Sports Tonight back in the 90s.
Sports Tonight, there we go.
Shout out to the oldies.
Shout out to Steve Carfino. I know he's a big fan. We love you, Steve. We're a huge fan of Carf. But yeah, no, like my other issue is the NFL, because we're both NFL fans. And I've been watching it since like 1995. I watched the second team I ever saw play was the Pittsburgh Steelers. I remember the first game I ever saw was they just moved to St. Louis Rams, even though they've just moved back to LA, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Neither of those teams really caught my fancy. Next week, it was the Saturday show hosted by Don Lane. And the second game I ever saw was the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Chicago Bears. And I was just on the Steelers ever since then. And so that's why I've always stuck with them. But, you know, you've had a passing fancy in the NFL, and you just went, no, I go for Peyton Manning and whoever Peyton Manning plays for. It's like, you can't do that because who you support now? Because he's gone.
Anyone who's playing in my fantasy team. Means I can watch more games without getting too invested in it. So I enjoy the NFL more than most.
So you're saying it's okay to be a bandwagon fan as long as it supports your fantasy needs?
100%, yeah.
100%. But what about someone like who's a hard luck fantasy fan, like our good friend Peter Clark, otherwise Bobby Marshall? He's a diehard fan of some of the worst teams in the history of sports. It's probably the reason why he's a borderline alcoholic. But supporting the New York Jets and the Western Bulldogs, so no, he did get a win last year, or the year before. But, you know, like he loves his teams, and he's a diehard, you know, fantasy sports person. He plays AFL fantasy, he plays the NFL fantasy. He's all in on fantasy too, but he also stands by his team.
Yeah, I think he plays fantasy so that he stays invested in the game, so he can keep Keep watching. Otherwise,
You may have a point there because the disappointment he gets from week to week from his actual clubs is only trumped by the disappointment he gets from his fantasy. Speaking of fantasy, like we both play the NBA, we both play NFL, and I'm just having the worst luck this year. I mean, we know that I am. You've called it. What have you called it? The Carolina curse.
that's right.
No, whoever I support has a bad chance very good chance of losing. You know, very, very good chance of being very unsuccessful. So if I'm on something, there's a good chance it's going to lose. Now, my fantasy teams were going great. I thought I was on winners until the last 3 weeks, and I've been having absolute stinkers. Ever since Andy brought into the group, we have group chats, and Andy dropped the 2 words Carolina curse into the groups, and ever since then, I have not won a game. All my players keep getting injured. And you've just ruined fantasy sports for me.
Whose fault is that?
It's yours, Blake. You're the one that you're the one that spoke this curse into existence. You're almost as bad as LeVar Ball.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Well, weird. Well, you're not really helping me out here.
Well, the Carolina curse has gone back for years.
Decades.
Once you're on Chris Judd Carlton,
Yeah.
injuries.
Yeah. No, but I was on Juddy at West Coast too, and he started to get injured towards the end of his career there.
Yeah. Once you hyped him up of we've got Judd,
Yeah.
we're going all the way. What happened?
Yeah, but I've had a few successful boys that have gone through.
You got on Magic Johnson?
Oh,
AIDS.
come on now. It wasn't full-blown AIDS. It was HIV. But, I was on Kobe, and Kobe won, because I've been on the Lakers, and they've won. I've had my lucky periods,
Yeah, the good thing is you're on Kobe and not Shaq. If you're on Shaq, they wouldn't have won.
Yeah, it's true, but, he's Big Shaq, though. He does what he wants. We're gonna segue here, because Andy's not really providing much in by arguments of being a bandwagon fan. Really, this is possibly the worst show we've done, because Andy's just given me absolute donuts. But this is something that I might be able to invoke a bit of passion from, and this is what we're all about. We don't be blasé, even though he's being very blasé right now. But I want to invoke some passion. This is something that Andy's really going to struggle with making a decision on. Now, Andy, I always get a lot of shit for some of my musical choices and some of my film choices. From Steve. Steve tries to be a hard ass, and he's not. And he has a go at some of my choices. For my favourite concert, for example, he had an absolute go at that. But I know you're a big fan of the man too. But you're also a big fan of another guy who would probably get me ridiculed by Steve. But I want to know, who do you prefer? Who is your number one star between one Justin Timberlake and Robbie Williams?
Ooh.
Because you've got a strong man crush on both.
I do.
So you're going to have to break it down. Break down the pros and cons for me. Which one is your A1 guy?
Look, if you'd asked me 10 years ago, I would have said Robbie was streaks ahead.
Yes.
Today, it's Justin.
It's Justin.
It has to be Justin.
But what's Justin done? What's he done for me lately? I know
just
he used to do shit for me. What has he done for me lately?
He's been better for longer, I think.
But
I think every time he brings out something new, it feels like it's better than the last.
Yeah.
Album-wise, his last one wasn't his
best.
But he still had
He's almost gotten to that new stage of if you were at a Justin concert and he said, "Oh, here's something off the new album," yeah, he's gotten to that territory where you're like, it might be time to hit the bar.
Well, he just did that song for Trolls, and that was straight to the top of the charts.
Yeah,
and that was very good.
But Crazy Frog also went to the top of the charts. So the top of the charts doesn't mean a whole lot these days.
Yeah,
because it's not even. You don't even have to go to buy CDs to get to the top of the charts anymore. It's just like, who streamed it the most?
Yeah, that is true.
Man's Not Hot song might go to the top of the charts soon.
Because you keep watching it on repeat.
Because it's freaking hilarious. That's why.
Nah, but I don't know. I think we saw Robbie a couple years ago.
We did.
And he was still a sensation. He's
still a great performer.
Holds a crowd like nobody else.
And he's even coming again in January.
Yeah. But he's coming here to do Clipsal.
Yeah.
And JT's doing the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
So...
Well, I'd wager in the grand scale of sporting events worldwide, the Adelaide 500, which is now known as not Clipsal anymore, I think they lost the sponsorship, but the Adelaide 500 V8 motorcar race is really on par with the NFL Super Bowl. I believe they get similar audiences worldwide. This could be majorly expanded on bullshit. But, I think that, playing the post-race concert is right up there with doing halftime Super Bowl. We have had some pretty notable, post-race, concerts with think we had Keith Murray.
Hilltop Hoods.
Hilltop Hoods, Keith Bourbon. I think we've had all the greats. I think Daryl Braithwaite even had a crack at it. So I don't think...
Which song did he play?
Oh, I think he just did Horses on repeat and One Summer, because that's the other song.
That's the other one.
Yeah, you got to love the other song.
Yeah.
So you're going to give it to JT?
I think so. At this stage, look, I think full catalogue, I got to give it to JT.
Oh, even when Adrian take that stuff.
Yeah, but NSYNC.
I know NSYNC stuff, but okay, so this is the one where I think I might get you. I might sway you. When it comes to storytelling, what story are you going to hang your hat on? The story that he told, Justin Timberlake told at the concert about him playing golf and getting swooped by magpies? Very funny story. Or are you going to put your hand down for Robbie Williams on the Graham Norton show talking about getting tossed off by an old lady in a castle in the presence of Justin Timberlake? Which one wins that story?
I'm not saying that Robbie isn't a better lad.
Well, I think that's what it's there. Like, hands down, it's a lad versus lad contest.
Okay.
And we're all about the lad.
Yeah, you almost can't split it. If I wanted to go to a concert today, it'd probably be Robbie because he's just the better entertainer all round at a show.
Yeah.
But if we're listening to, a playlist, it's going to be heavily weighted towards Justin.
No.
You want to go through the list?
Yeah, I want to go through the list. Give me your list. Give me your top 5. Give me your top 5 Justin tracks. Get in there and give me your top 5 Justin tracks, and then give me your top 5 Robbie tracks, and we'll compare them.
All right. Sexy Back.
Sexy Back. Yep. That song will be played at my funeral.
Top 5. Oh, you put me on the spot here.
Come on, mate. Yeah, this is why I should have got Shags on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
You are terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But he just agrees with everything you say.
That's true, because I'm right most of the time.
He's a wimp.
Yeah.
Summer Love.
Yep. What else we got? Remember, this is radio. You can't see your hands, mate.
Dirty Pop.
Dirty Pop.
I love Dirty Pop.
But that's insane.
That's insane.
Can we claim it?
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
I'll give you that.
It's a Justin song.
Yeah, and he does do the beatboxing in it.
That's right.
Which was really cool in the day. Apparently.
I've got to give love to Rock Your Body.
Rock Your Body. There you go.
Oh.
And number 5.
I think number 5 would have to be My Love.
My Love?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good 5. That's a good 5. But you go down Robbie, you're going to go Supreme?
Yep.
Because that song's fucking amazing.
I think the film clip wins it.
Yep. Rock DJ.
Yeah.
Because that was a groundbreaking film clip.
Yeah.
You got to give that. And then, let's see, we're looking at... a lot of my stuff...
Let's throw on some Take That and go Back for Good.
Yeah, Back for Good.
That was
a lot
heavily
of my
Gary
stuff is going to be
Barlow,
off Sing When You're Winning too.
Yeah.
I do enjoy, it's not even like the best stuff, but I'm going to throw in Road to Mandalay because I love that song.
Good song.
And you can listen to it anytime.
I don't know about top 5.
Yeah, I don't know about top 5. I was reaching there, but I just really enjoy that song. It's the first thing that came to my head. But you've got the 80s.
Yes, the 80s and the 90s.
The 80s and the
Should
90s,
be counted
but
as
the
one.
80s is one of the greatest songs. If you enjoy stories told in songs, I implore all of our 25 listeners, we're up to 25, you'll be very impressed with that. 25 listeners, go listen to the 80s. And then the other song is what's the name of the...
Love Light.
Love Light. There you go. Love Light for me is going to be my top 5. Although even you throw in that the other single.
You're forgetting a major.
What's
major
the single from that album? There was Love Light. There was and what was the actual single?
Trippin'?
No. From
She's
that
Madonna.
Album. No, the big single with the You Don't Sweat Much for a Fat Lass. Possibly one of my favourite lyrics in this true song.
It's no Rhythm Is a Dancer.
No.
You'll understand that when you listen to the 80s.
There you go. But yeah, what's the... See, now we lost. And the thing is about this show, facts don't matter, so we don't actually look anything up.
Absolutely not.
We just keep doing this until we actually figure out the
You've
answer.
forgotten the major
What's
Robbie
the
song.
major Robbie song?
Angels.
Oh, yeah.
How do you forget that one?
Oh, no, because that one's a bit soft. That one, I'll be honest with you. And Jessica Simpson ruined that one. When she covered it, I just kind of, you had to lose a bit of love for that.
Yeah.
So, well, you brought up a topic. This is a topic that me and Andy have had a discussion about several times there. And you've mentioned film clips. So this is what we're going to end on today. It's a short show today, guys. Short, sharp, sweet. Me and Steve will be back yelling at each other for an hour like we normally do as of next week. But today's is only a little sweet teaser because we're going to finish on a conversation that Andy and I have had several times. We always discuss what is the second best music video of all time. Because everyone agrees Thriller by Michael Jackson is the greatest film clip of all time. What's number 2? Because everything else is playing for second place. So, Andy, You've mentioned this before to me off air. We've discussed this many times, but I want you to convince the people, all 25 people listening to this, what your number 2 of all time is.
Remember the Time.
But
Michael Jackson.
you can't go
I know what
Michael
you're gonna
Jackson
say.
1 and 2.
I know. Why not?
Because you just got a bit of variety. It's the spice of life, apparently. Or small children.
If you were to argue with me
Yes.
that it was Take On Me, I would still disagree with you, but it would be hard to argue.
Because I am going to throw Take On Me in there.
I know you are.
Because Take On Me is a classic. Not only really good song,
Yep.
really clever, probably really low budget too. Let's be honest.
yeah.
They don't have the budget that Remember the Time did. Remember the Time at the time, wasn't it the most expensive film clip ever made? They just had 1 or 2 very important cameos in there. I'm pretty sure they weren't working for free.
I think Remember the Time is the Terminator 2 of music videos.
Oh, it's a big call.
It is special effects.
Yep.
It is,
Good, it's a good song.
Yep, it's got...
But I would almost argue that Take On Me is a better song than Remember the Time.
Now you're just arguing with bullshit.
No, I'm not. I would honestly say that. How many times? When was the last time you listened to Remember the Time?
I've actually got it in the car at the moment, so...
Of course you fucking do. Of course you do. This is what I've had to deal with for 17 years, people. No matter what, he is like the guy from The In-Betweeners, which Steve doesn't think's funny. But, you pick up the video game, completed it. Yeah, no, finished it last week. Yeah, no worries. Yeah. That girl, banged already. That's what I'm dealing with here. This guy is the king of bullshit. You did not listen to it in the car regularly. You are always on Mix 102.3. You're an old man.
Hang on. Sometimes I flick it over.
To what? Cruise 1323?
It's a good station.
Loves the oldies, this man. That's why I think you're an oldies man. That's why I think Take On Me, great film clip, great song, and it's just one of those classics. You can't listen to that song and not want to dance and then also fight someone with a wrench.
You're going to have to post both film clips.
Oh, we're going to have to put both. That'll be our one to decide, guys, because this one is an argument that we're never going to give up on.
Had
Because
Eddie Murphy, had Naomi Campbell.
and it had Magic Johnson, who you just slandered. You just slandered him.
But he's your favourite person of all time.
Oh, LeBron might be.
Oh,
Yeah.
hang on.
Yeah,
Bandwagon.
No,
Hang
not
on, I
bandwagon.
thought you were a Lakers man through and through.
I'm a Lakers man through and through, but as far as talking about favourite basketballer of all time, I think I'm on LeBron purely because.
Hang on.
No, because
Who
Magic.
posted the other day that they're a Porzingis fan now?
Oh, mate, I've been on Porzingis since it came out.
Well, who's your favourite?
LeBron's my favourite player,
Okay.
but Porzingis is just possibly the greatest man of all time.
Ooh, the greatest man of all
Yeah,
time.
I'm just throwing that out there. I told you, I've told Steve, I have a thing for 7-foot white dudes with a very different set of skills. Okay, and that's why I got on him. I got on Zach Smith because he was a soccer player playing AFL and he was 7 foot. I enjoy an oddity. Okay, so that's why Porzingis is revolutionising the game like a young.
So your favourites,
Yes.
if I'm getting this correctly,
Yes.
LeBron,
Yes. Magic.
then Magic,
Then Kristaps Porzingis.
and then Kobe?
Yeah, Kobe's down the list. I don't even consider Kobe the best Laker of all time. That's the reason why.
Obviously it's Magic.
Yeah, but I've established before on earlier shows that I had to support Kobe because he played for the Lakers. He was our guy, and so that's why I'm diehard through with my team. My team comes first, and then the players that play for that team are the guys that I support. So I'm going to choose them over anybody else. It's like I said, I love Steph Curry. I love watching Kristaps. I love watching, Karl Anthony Towns. But if they play the Lakers, I need the Lakers to win. And that's what I'm going to go for. So far at the moment, I'm also cheering for Lonzo Ball. Okay? And that's hard to do because his dad's a dead set fuckhead.
Yeah, but he's good.
He is good, but his dad's fuckhead. So it's making it really hard to cheer for Lonzo. And you ask anyone. They've been recently sending me messages going, oh, Lonzo, shit, look at the stats. And all I can do is go, well, yeah, look at his plus minus. It really helps the Lakers win games.
I think everybody they want him to fail so his dad will shut up, but they've seen him now and they're like, I don't think he will.
No, that's why. And the thing is,
I think everyone kind of likes it.
I'm glad that he's on the Lakers, and I'll always support the Lakers. So, yeah, the favourite players will always go LeBron. Because Magic dropped a spot because he bought into the Dodgers and he supports the Dodgers. And as a die-hard San Francisco Giants fan, I fucking hate the Dodgers, okay? So that's where Magic lost a little bit in my book, okay? That's where LeBron jumped him just there on that. Plus, that block in Game 7, the block against the Warriors, after that cemented LeBron as just the greatest basketball player of all time in my eyes. And we don't need to get into another MJ versus LeBron discussion because we've had too many of those on this show. I don't care how many new people we get on there.
Has anyone ever discussed that?
Oh, just once or twice.
I don't know if it's ever been brought up in conversation.
No, it's once, but for that's going to be it for today's show. But we need you guys to get on the Facebook. We need you to settle that other debate. Which is the better film clip? Take On Me or Remember the Time.
Remember the Time.
It's not Remember the Time. So you can be
Remember the
Team
Time.
Andy, Team Spee. That's SPE. That's Spee. Just Team Spee all day.
Remember the time.
Remember the time that you got this one wrong and mine was right. So that's going to be it for today, guys. For Speaker, I want to say goodbye for Andy Hodgson.
Yeah, can we finish?
Yeah, all right. You're really bad at this. You're almost as bad as Steve's intros. We'll speak to you guys next week. Peace.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.